Nancy.
Hi.
Hi. I was just going to call you. I was really concerned with the way you left Mom's yesterday.
Yeah, well, it's not every day that your fiancé walks out on your wedding.
Hey, mind if I join you, hot dog?
Yeah. Okay. Good to see you, Russ.
You too, man. Hey, did you hear about Gil's latest little stunt?
I'm not sure if I want to.
Yeah, well, he's leaving town. Walking out on Stacy just when she needs him most. Incredible guy, huh?
Hi, you going out?
Well, not if you give me a good enough reason to stay.
Well, I don't really have one.
Well, that's close enough. Come on in. How would you like a nice hot cup of coffee on this cold winter's morning?
You sure?
I am if you want instant. Just take off your coat. What's life without a little spontaneity?
Yeah, or a few surprises. I saw Harold last night.
Oh?
Yeah, it seems that Kate rewrote her will this summer. Left me something called the Dar Salaam Bible.
What's that?
Well, it's an artifact, an antique of some sort. That's all Harold could tell me, except that it's worth about $5,000.
You mean it's a rare edition?
Well, at that price, I hope so.
Well, I didn't know Kate made investments like that.
Neither did I. Or Harold. Apparently, it was the only one of that nature that she had made. Strange, huh?
Well, interesting, maybe.
Yeah, she felt it was appropriate that it come to me.
I think that was a lovely gesture.
Yep, that about says it.
What do you mean?
A gesture. I mean, to Kate, the Bible was nothing more than a collection of old stories and wise sayings. And this one, well, it's just an artifact to her. Well, it's kind of depressed me. It really brought into focus all the things that separated us.
What are you going to do with it?
Well, that's what I wanted to talk to you about. Well, I was thinking about selling it. I don't know whether Ben's talked to you, but we've been having some trouble down at the clinic. Apparently, some of our contributors have backed out because of the negative publicity. Well, $5,000 won't go very far, but it'll help. All right, go on, say it. Tell me how crass I am.
No, I think it's a wonderful idea.
Really? You don't think it would have gone against Kate's wishes?
Nobody worked harder to get that clinic on its feet than Kate. I think she would think it was a practical solution. As a matter of fact, I was just reading something in the paper this morning. The museum here is having an auction, and they're asking for some donations. Here it is.
Oh, yeah. But that sounds like they get the money, though.
No. Well, you can do it that way. But if you're a nonprofit organization, they donate their services to help you raise money, too.
Oh.
See, there's a name and a number there. Jeremy Lancelot. Why don't you give him a call?
So where's he going?
Where else? Visit Daddy down North Carolina.
For how long?
Yeah, he says just until he can figure out what to do about Stacy. In other words, he ain't coming back.
Nice guy.
Yeah, and Stacy's sitting there in prison, counting the hours between visitors. You gotta go see her. She's just sitting there waiting for Gil, and he ain't never gonna show up. What a chump.
Sounds kind of familiar. I don't think we know of anybody else that did something similar to that.
What? What, you talking about me and Marianne? Hey, what happened between me and Marianne isn't anything like this.
It's pretty close. No, I didn't mean that as a defense of Gil or as a put down of you.
No?
No. I mean, Gil hasn't changed, Russ. I'm not gonna waste my energy getting mad at him. It's like being upset because it's cold in the winter, you know?
Remind me never to ask you what you think of me. I thought you two were great buddies.
We are. We're good friends. I'm not blind. Poor Stacy.
Yeah, lucky me. I get to tell her.
When?
Sooner the better, I guess. Don't suppose you'd like to do it instead?
No.
No,
Wait.
I didn't think you would. I can't tell you how much I just love being Gil's messenger boy.
You're being a friend of Stacy. That's important.
Well, I just hope she feels that way after she hears what I have to say.
I guess it's too much to ask for everything to be easy. I don't know what, but it always seems like everything's hard.
Why do I think that has less to do with Stacy and Gil than it does with you and Courtney?
Because it does. Courtney's going through some problems right now, but I respect it. I'm going to give her room to maneuver.
But you still feel a little insecure about where you stand with her and you want to have a commitment, right?
Yeah. How'd you know that?
Yeah, I've been around the block a few more times than you remember.
Yeah. Well, you want to give me some words of wisdom?
Someone with my reputation? No way. Hey, you gonna eat that?
No. Here.
Hey, thanks. Of course, if I was to say something, it'd probably be something like, sit tight. When she settles down, she'll give you clear enough signals. They always do.
But of course, you're not going to say that to me.
Someone with my reputation? No way.
I want to run away from all of this. I'm tired, worn out.
It's okay, Stacy. I love you.
And you'll take me away from Kingsley and away from all of this as soon as you can.
If that's what you want,
Oh, yes, please.
everything will be all right. I promise.
Nancy, are you able to see at all why we did what we did?
Well, sort of. But you know, it's hard for me to believe that you'd willingly go along with a plan that seems so cruel.
Nancy, there was a lot about it I didn't like. But you know, you said something to me once. Something that made me say yes to this whole thing. You gave me free rein to prove to you what Dan Myers was really like. And, well, there was so little time left, and I just felt like I would never have another chance to prove to you what he was doing. So because of your earlier permission, I went ahead and agreed. But I almost didn't, Nancy. I really thought you should get what you deserved. I mean, I thought if Ben and I had to be miserable, then I was going to let you be miserable, too. But in the end, I realized that that seemed even more cruel. I couldn't let you walk into that kind of pain.
If the train doesn't stop, you just dynamite the tracks, right? You know, I was going to be the perfect wife. Whatever Dan wanted, I would have done. You know, if he wanted the slippers and the pipe routine when he came home from work, well, that's what he would have gotten. I was even going to learn how to cook.
Oh, no.
Yes, I bought myself a cookbook. I guess I can return it. You know, it's really true what they say.
What?
In all those old movies, you know, about falling in love, how it's kind of corny, you know, all those feelings that they bring out in the movies and the songs. I never believed they were true. I really wouldn't have. Well, they weren't for me. Until now.
Nancy, it can happen again.
Oh, no way.
Oh, come
No.
on. What do you think? You're over the hill or something?
No, look, I didn't come over here for a pep talk, Lori. I was just thinking out loud. I shouldn't have been, but I came over here for something much more important anyway.
The lawsuit?
Yes, I've made a decision.
Lori, I got halfway to the clinic and I'm...
Hi, Ben.
Hi, Nancy.
I'm glad you're back. Nancy has some news for us. Well, Well, it's been an awful long time since all this began, so why don't you just go ahead and tell us?
I decided to drop the lawsuit.
What?
Well, I made a decision.
Oh, hey, wait a minute. Thank you, Nancy.
Yeah, well,
Thank
you know,
you.
considering everything,
Nancy,
I just sort
Nancy,
of...
thank you.
Sure. Well, that's all I wanted to say, so, I'll see you later, okay?
Nancy, please stay.
No, I can't, really.
Even if I'm canceling all of your medical bills, I never really felt right about charging you anyway.
Oh, well, gosh, every little bit helps.
Here. And I also intend to see Lester Lewis about what you owe Kingsley General. Now, I'm not promising anything, but with the right kind of pressure, he may be able to justify the loss.
You'd do that, would you?
That and more if necessary.
Care to talk to Dan about the hotel bill?
Wait, you're not really worried about that, are you?
Of course I am. You know, I've been there forever. The bill must be a couple $1,000s by now.
But the room is in Dan's name, isn't it?
Well, yeah, it is, but you know how he is. There's no way he's gonna get stuck with that bill.
Maybe.
You got an idea?
No, I was just thinking, well, he might not want any stories about what he tried to do to get back to the bar.
You mean like blackmail him?
Oh, no, just remind him that he broke the law. I don't know, I'll have to think about it some more, bounce it off Doug.
Yeah, it might work.
One problem at a time, anyway.
Nancy? Nancy, I love you.
Yeah. Well, talk to you later.
I know that. Look, tell him I'm in the middle of a meeting or something, okay? All right, send him in. Dr. Phillips.
Gil? Russ called me last
Now, wait
night.
a minute. Considering how he feels about me, I wouldn't take anything that he said at face value.
Well, it seems he was right about at least one thing. When are you leaving?
Today.
Said your goodbyes to Stacy?
I thought you said you talked to Russ.
You owe her at least an explanation.
I don't even have one for myself.
Yeah, shall I suggest one to you?
Look, I've got
How
a
does
lot to do.
cowardice sound?
Great. Just fine. Look, I didn't say that it was over. I just need some time to try to sort things out. I'll be back.
I don't think even you believe that.
Aren't you a little bit angry at her, too? I mean, she was gonna let you go to prison. And she let Webster accuse me of killing Kate up there, and she didn't do anything about it.
That's what all this is really about, isn't it?
Part of it, yeah. You say you don't believe me when I tell you I'm coming back. Well, I find it hard to believe that what she did doesn't bother you a little bit. No one's that righteous.
No. I'm angry. But at least I see my responsibility in all this. My daughters are what they are, partly because of my self-indulgent behavior when they were growing up. Now, I've overcome my alcoholism, but they're still dealing with the effects of it.
What are you, a martyr? That's ridiculous.
My actions caused Stacy to withdraw into the world. And they caused Amber to strike out at it, vindictively. Now, they're adults and they've made their own choices, but I still can't ignore the root of the problem.
So you want me to go on some sort of guilt trip like you have? I'm sorry, I don't feel that way.
No, I'm not saying that. But you can't put the blame on everybody else. Now, I heard about your confrontation with Amber. You accused her of being responsible for Kate's death.
Well, I was angry, and I said
Now, none of
things-
us are innocent, Gil. I mean, we all contributed something to it.
I had nothing to do with
You got Amber pregnant! And you deliberately hurt Stacy.
I didn't try to hurt Stacy. I tried not to hurt her.
You made the wrong decisions then, and you're making the wrong decisions now.
What do you want me to do? Wait around 20 years until she gets out of prison?
I'm not saying that. But she has a right to hear from you what's going on.
And I had a right to hear from her what was going on for the past 3 months. I'd say we're even.
I'm sorry. That's just where he's at.
Well, he did say he was coming back.
Stacy.
He did say that.
Yes, but I don't think that he's gonna...
Well, that's it then.
No. That's not it then. We both know he won't.
Don't say that.
I have to. Deal with it now, Stacy. Don't set yourself up for something later. It's better that way.
I can't blame him. Look at what I did to him. What I did to everybody. Well, at least I've told the truth now. Did I tell you that the nightmares have stopped?
No.
They have. I can sleep better now.
It's good. It's good. I'm glad to hear it. So much for the power of truth.
Hasn't exactly done wonders in other areas of my life. The parade of psychiatrists has begun. It's amazing what minimal standards this city has for its medical staff. One woman started asking me about my childhood and ended up telling me about hers. Told her she should get therapy.
Listen, you might want to go easy on all that. You don't want people to think
To
that...
what? To think that I'm crazy? Wouldn't be that difficult to do. The right inflection here, the wrong intonation there. I was practically a psych major in college.
Stacy.
Don't think that I haven't considered it. Might actually be the logical end to all of this.
Great. All right, I'll be in there around lunchtime then. Thanks, Lucille. Right. Okay, bye-bye. Quietest morning on record at the clinic. I've been given a reprieve.
Well, so have I. Scott's asleep.
Really asleep or just sort of asleep?
Really asleep.
No kidding.
No kidding.
Oh my gosh, look what happened. Phone fell right off the hook.
Oh, my. And imagine this. The chain is on the door.
Well, we're cut off from the outside world.
So what should we do, Dr. Martin?
Oh gosh, I don't know. Let's put our heads together and see if we can come up with something.
That's what I call putting our heads together. How do you feel?
Like the sun's come out again.
Oh, it's nice, isn't it?
Very. As long as we're on a roll.
Stacy, don't do it. Don't play games with these people. There's still hope.
Hope for what?
You talked to Gene? Did he say anything about what he...
About the second gunman theory?
Yes.
Isn't that for,
presidential assassinations, do you think that the CIA murdered my mother?
Listen, Gene is the world's biggest skeptic. If he didn't think it was possible, he wouldn't bother.
Gene was a friend. He was trying to cheer me up.
Well, that friend went to Brubaker with this, and he's ready to make himself look pretty darn foolish for your sake.
That's exactly what he's doing. Maybe the two of you should be seeing the psychiatrist instead of me.
I'm a little upset you were so obvious, but I'm glad she's back in town.
Well, I wouldn't rush to her side if I were you. She isn't in the best of moods.
What'd you say to her?
Nothing. You know, you really ought to give your mother tips on how to stock her refrigerator.
Gary, come on.
Cottage cheese just does not cut it.
Come on, Gary, let me have it.
Sure.
Will you tell me what Courtney said?
Listen, I just get the impression that she isn't too happy to be back.
Well, things must be tough at home.
Let's put it this way. I'd let her make the first move.
I've been given that advice already today.
Take it.
She promised me that nothing was going to happen.
Well, it looks like one promise she isn't going to be able to keep. Where do you keep the spoons?